Hey. Hello, welcome to episode 2 of History's Greatest Mysteries. Today we're going to be talking about the death of the Red Baron. Since it's his 125th birthday today, okay, basic facts on the Red Baron, I'm sure you all know. He had 80 confirmed victories in World War I. The most of any pilot on either side of the conflict. You can see the red albatross behind me. He was more famous for flying the Fokker TR-1 triplane, which I got up there, but I don't really feel like taking one down right now. Anyways, that's what the triplane looked like. Now, he started the war as a cavalry officer, but with the advent of machine guns in the trenches, the cavalry became ineffective, so he was put on supply duty. And he wrote a letter to the Kaiser, and he's like, I didn't join the service to collect cheese and eggs, I want combat. And he got transferred to the air service. His first couple of victories were unconfirmed, and he actually had a number of unconfirmed victories. I've heard as high as 172, which they say that Mick Manick had freaking 52 unconfirmed victories, so as lethal a shot as the Red Baron was, he probably had a number of them, because I heard he didn't take credit for all the ones he shot down. I've even heard he passed some on to his pilots, because when he took over Yasta 11, they hadn't shot down a single plane between all of them, so he straightened them out real quick, but it's possible he gave them victory or two here and there to get them going. That's what I've heard, so it's certainly possible, I guess. Anyway, he went down April 21st, 1918, along the Somme River. He made a rough landing after his plane was shot down, but the day he died, the mystery began. Who fired the fatal shot? Now, it's often said that recent years that Cedric Popkin was the one that was in the right area to get the shot off the right side at the right time. Because you see, when a hold on. Oh, I don't know where the hell that shell went. But when a body's hit, there's an effect called hydrostatic shock. I'll use this AA battery as that. When the closer shot, the greater the wound damage. Now, when the bullet hit his body, it went in the right side, tumbled, passed up through his chest, and exited just below the left nipple. Now, the fact that the bullet was found inside his flight jacket was an indication it was a long-range shot. 600 yards plus is the general conception of that. Now, how do you narrow it down? Well, the one thing people have concluded is it wasn't Captain Roy Brown that shot him down, because he was firing from behind and above left, and he only went off a short little burst of fire, and probably didn't even get one shot in him. And there was a article that came out in the 30s that was claimed written by Roy Brown, and when they asked him about it, he didn't know nothing about it. So somebody wrote an account of what happened using Roy Brown's name. So you read the article. It's called My Flight with a Red Knight, I think it's called. It's not by Roy Brown, so don't even bother with that. Now, back to Cedric Popkin. He wrote a letter in the 1930s, which is depicted on this DVD here that everybody seems to ignore. That eliminated himself from the running. He only fired between two X's when the Red Baron was exposing not the right side, but his front. So, but some people don't understand that. They ignore it, and they still want to give credit to Popkin, even though he wrote a letter, telling what happened. Now there's a couple of others. Robert Buey. Don't know really much about him, but the one I say that could have fired the fatal shot was Snowy Evans, because he was in the right spot at the right time, and hold on, could have fired the fatal shot because they analyzed it in this here with using a laser. And they got well, you can watch it, but now there's this other one called Who Killed the Red Baron, which is by Nova. It came out a year after the one I just showed you. Now, you may think that they're roughly the same. Well, this one, Who Killed the Red Baron, they only analyze that last part in the last few minutes. Most of it's an overview of the Red Baron's career, which is fine, but all they basically did was, at the end of this one, was change the result and basically repeat what the other one did. And like the hydrostatic shock thing and stuff like that. That's basically what they did. But if you watch this Discovery Channel one, Death of the Red Baron, they actually use a flight simulator to recreate the last flight. They use a sharpshooter using a laser, and they analyze could Brown have done it, could the other two have done it, and whatnot, or the other three. So it's a good investment if you can get a hold of it. It's I own both because both are good, but if you're looking for actual who shot the, on that's fully on who shot the Red Baron, then this is the one about it. Because it came out a year before the other one did, so. But yeah, some people are still saying, "Oh, it's Cedric Popkin." I was like, you don't know that. It's like he eliminated himself from the running. He wrote a letter in the 1930s describing what happened where he had fired. But people seem to ignore that. But I guess a lot of people didn't see that Death of the Red Baron one. But anyways, the mystery of who shot the Red Baron has been debated almost immediately from the time he was shot down up until now. And there's still some people that say Roy Brown shot him down, even though there's very little evidence to support that theory anymore. So, but who knows? But it's definitely a mystery that will probably never be solved. Now, if like in the movie Von Richthofen and Brown, if Roy Brown had stayed with the plane, like was depicted in the movie, then he probably would have been the one to get the Red Baron. But that's not what happened. In reality, he let off one short little burst of fire and then had to do a steep up climb to avoid hitting the ground, and took off to the aid of another British pilot. So he wasn't in the picture long enough to really do anything. Now, the wound damage to the Red Baron was it would have only given him about 12 to 20 seconds to get down, but he still managed to make a fairly good landing, or rough landing, whatever you want to call it. But the Australian officer Ted Smout said he made a fairly good landing, so we'll just go with that. But the mystery surrounding his death has only enhanced his legacy. I mean, there's Red Baron Pizza now. There's sports teams called Red Barons. People nicknamed Red Baron. His name, his real name was Manfred von Richthofen, but because he was called the Red Baron, that's why the Red Baron name is synonymous with him. It goes way beyond, just. The guy on the Red Baron pizza obviously looks nothing like the real Red Baron, because the Red Baron never had a mustache. But it just shows you how iconic the name is. I mean, a lot of people probably show you the album here. Probably remember this song from 1966, Snoopy versus the Red Baron. Now, they actually did a few Snoopy songs involving the Red Baron. The Royal Guardsmen did Return of the Red Baron, Snoopy's Christmas, Snoopy for President, and Smallest Astronaut. The only song that they did that they forgot to work the Red Baron in, that they said they should have. I talked to the drummer. I email him from time to time. I haven't heard from him in a while though, but even he said they should have worked that into the latest one that they did in 2006 called Snoopy versus Osama. But that's the only one that doesn't feature the Red Baron. But they're a good group if you want to check them out. They have other airplane songs too. Like Stop with Camel Time, Down Behind the Lines, and stuff like that. But that's how iconic the Red Baron name is. It just keeps growing. I know in Germany, they on YouTube in Germany, they block Red Baron videos. Even Snoopy was, which is stupid because it's history. But if you watch the video I just did, political correctness, other issues, it's kind of where that is. I mean, it's just people over there just don't know what's going on. I mean, it's harmless. It's history. It's a video. I mean, why is it blocked in his own country? Yeah, so I know that this people aren't going to be able to watch this in Germany even if they wanted to. It's just too bad. But whatever. But you kind of wonder what the Red Baron would have done if he was alive today. I mean, he probably couldn't do much because he'd be 125. But if he had lived longer, is what I really meant. Would he have fought in World War II? Probably. Or maybe, I should say. Would he have still painted his plane red? Probably. That's probably a definite, actually. But who knows? It's probably gonna be a little shorter than my other than episode 1. Because, I mean, you're just analyzing who shot him down. I mean, I can't really say anything that I haven't already said. I mean, I did a actual full video talking about the Red Baron on my channel that you can go watch. I also have many other videos I'm sure y'all would be interested in. Like I said, this is just episode of History's Greatest Mysteries. But it'll be debated who shot him down for years. I mean, there were other stories too, but none of which have been proven. One is that he landed his plane unscathed, but people were saw their enemy soldiers were waiting there, and they basically jumped him and stabbed him to death. That was a story going around in the 1930s. And then there's another one that they say was there were some RE-8s, British RE-8 two-seater planes. Say one of those might have gotten them, but that's never been proven. But I don't have it, but there's actually a book called The Many Deaths of the Red Baron. So that's only added to the mystery of who shot him down. So who knows? But he was when he was buried by his enemies with full military honors. That see, the crows outside agree. Then he was moved in to the family plot in 1925. He had a brother that was also a fighter pilot, Lothar von Richthofen, who had 40 confirmed victories. He died in a plane crash in 1922. I believe he was the pilot, but it was a commercial flight and the plane crashed. But I figured there's no reason to give you a full overview on his career, because that's what I did in the previous video. But this is basically talking about analyzing who might have shot him down. And my personal opinion is it was probably, if it was one of those three guys on the ground, it was probably Snowy Evans. But the fact of the matter is that they all shot the same bullet, which was a .303 rifle round coming out of those machine guns. It could have been another soldier that they just didn't think of, too, because after all, it was a war, and it just could have been just somebody that wasn't accounted for that did it. But like I said, it's a mystery that'll never be solved, and that's the reason I do these shows. This is History's Greatest Mysteries, episode 2. I know it's been a while between episode 1 and episode 2, but just I haven't done any videos lately. I've uploaded a few movies and some other stuff too, if you want to check out my other videos. And don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, because I want people to see these videos. How many people actually do? Probably isn't that many, from what I've seen at least, but hoping that'll change sooner or later. So, well, hope y'all have a nice day, and I will catch you for episode 3, and I'll try not to take too long to do that. I'm not sure what the subject will be just yet, but maybe I'll talk about like the Titanic or something like that, because there's definitely some mystery there that a lot of people think it struck an iceberg and sank. What's the mystery? Well, there's way more to it than that. Just like with Hank Williams, he died in the back of his car. But There's more to it than that. But those would be among the future episodes. So, one more time, I hope you all have a nice day, and I will see you next time.